We play and call it work.
Matthew here from MiniWarGaming.com, and welcome to the special battle report for a Kickstarter event for Awaken Realms, the Edge board game. They were kind enough to send us a prototype version of it so that we could get this video done before the Kickstarter, and they even painted up some gorgeous miniatures for us. And Rob and I are going to demo the game for you. Marcin from Awaken Realms actually jumped on Skype with us this morning and taught us how to play the game, and it was actually pretty straightforward. And we've already played a game, so we've got our feet wet. And Rob's going to win, he thinks. Sure. And so we're just going to show you the game. Now, I want you to keep a few things in mind. First off, this is a prototype. So the materials that you see here, most of them are not final version. For example, this mat is not exactly what the final version is going to be like. Full details of what the components are going to be are all on the Kickstarter page, which are at the link in the video description below. By the time you watch this video, the Kickstarter will have launched. If you're watching this as soon as it comes out, then the Kickstarter has just launched, so you have lots of time to get over there. Furthermore, they sent us the resin miniatures. The final miniatures will be in plastic. They'll be mostly the same quality. They'll be a slightly lower quality just because of the materials that will be used. Also, the rules of the game are still being finalized, so how you see us play it here won't be exactly how the final game will be played. Already there's been some changes even since we got the board, so you'll see changes in how many of the mana tokens or the crystals are available on the board and how many that you start with, because they actually play tested it at Essen. They're one of the wargaming conventions or gaming conventions, and they decided to make changes just based off that playtesting. So it's still a work in progress, which is fine because as a Kickstarter, it's still going to be a few months before it actually comes out. So by then they'll have the rules all polished up and ready to go. I am going to be playing the Chapter faction. You can see this is kind of a post-apocalyptic steampunk fantasy type of war game where there's crystals that I don't know all the lore. I'm going to admit that right now. We've only played the game and it's really fun, but there's some crystals that we have to collect based on some sort of cataclysm that did happen. So I will be playing the Chapter, which it's not really good guys versus bad guys. It's more just the different intents, but you can kind of look at these as the knights, the holy knights trying to quash the demons. And Rob will be playing the demons, obviously something most of you would be familiar with if you've been in any fantasy type of lore. So we got all sorts of hounds and terror cultists. We got a ice mage, a master of elements, and a big old son of Kyber, some sort of big, I don't know, he's a huge gargantuan looking demon that is very scary and really hard to kill. This game is played on hexes, which is really interesting because they have an interesting system of small and large hexes. So you see that there's individual hexes, and you can see each outlined area as larger hexes. So both of these play into the game. You can see some of the miniatures go over in 2 hexes, but they're not allowed to span more than 2 or more than one of the big hexes, so they always have to stay within. Whenever they move anywhere they want in adjacent hexes. So if he can move 2 spaces, for example, he could go 1, 2, and he could end up wherever he wants in here. It doesn't matter where enemies are. You can't pass through them if you can't fit, but other than that, it doesn't matter if you go into base contact with them or not, although it will matter if you want to attack them. We're going to go through a playthrough of the game and try to explain as many of the rules as possible as we move along and hopefully not get too many of them wrong. Like I said, we've only played it once, so our tactics might not be the best.
But they'll be enough. Don't worry.
The demons will prevail.
Oh yeah.
And so, like I said, we've already played one game, so we're just going to show off exactly how it works. And hopefully this will give you enough of a taste that you can go and check them out and support Awaken Realms at the Kickstarter. We've also done an unboxing / showcase video already last week. I'll put a link in the video description below so you can go and watch that if you want to see more of the contents of what they sent us. But like I said, all the details will be on the Kickstarter page itself. So go and click that link at the video description below to see all of that, because there's many more factions and a lot of them are really cool. And more story, more components and everything else. Army-wise, on the Chapter side, we have the Angel of Death. She is huge and flies, obviously, and basically is good at both attacking and defense, and can go into a super flying mode where it becomes super good at attacking and not as good at defense, but can then move really far. We've got our snipers. These are just what they sound like. They're guys that can shoot. They're not that great at attack and defense when they're in close combat, but they are able to shoot at a range. And if they go into their super aim mode, they become very powerful, even though they can't move when they do that. We've got 2 Holy Knights. They're identical in every way, except their paint scheme. These are semi-good at attacking, really good at defending, and they can go into a mode. What does their mode do again? I forget already. Oh yeah, where they can move really, really far and their attack becomes really strong. And so they can shift into that. And then we have a group of 4 pilgrims. So individually they are weak, their defense is pretty low, and their attack isn't that great. But obviously because there's 4 of them, they can deal more attacks. And if they shift into their cooperative mode, then when they attack the same unit, they get some bonuses as well. And on the demon side, we have the Son of Kyber, super good at attacking. His defense gets stronger the more hit points he has lost. And if he goes into super awesome mode, then his initiative goes up as well, although he does give up a bit of his defense for doing that. We've got the Master of Elements, an Ice Mage. Close combat is not really good, but has some pretty powerful magic abilities that can blow up entire hexes and the hexes beside it as well. Has to be careful though, because he can target and he can hit friendly models if he decides to do it. We've got 2 Hounds, very high attack and very high initiative, very high move, but unless they're activated properly, they can't even attack something, but they could defend. But if you use your mana properly, they become incredibly strong. And then Terror Cultists, really not strong in close combat, but they have the ability to mind control guys and move them around and make it so they cannot activate. So they're really all about controlling more than they are about killing. The object of the game is to kill as many of your opponent as possible. There's a victory point track right here. Every time you kill an opponent model, however many hit points it had to start, you gain that many victory points. It's a tug of war type of thing. So if we go this way, that goes towards the demon side, that shows they have, right here would be 3 victory points. But then if I gain 2 victory points, it would go back. And so we're going to play to 5 points. That's what Marcin suggested that we do for this game. But you can apparently set it, at least in the prototype rules, to however long you want to go. So as soon as somebody gets to 5 on either side, they win. The other way that the game could end is if one of the decks is exhausted. So the cards help you to do extra special abilities for your guys. Some of them are specific to the models that they have the picture for. Some of them are reactions that you can do in your opponent's turn. And there's some are equipment that you can equip permanently, but it all costs mana, which you gain from these crystals. We start with 2. The reason there's a red one is because every activation, every time you use a mana, it goes over here. During every activation, you replenish the red ones, but at the end of every turn, you replenish all your blue ones. So you can always use 1 per activation, but you got to be careful not to exhaust all the rest, just in case you have some special things that you want to do, because even your reaction cards often cost crystals. And you can obviously gain more crystals by going onto the board. If you end in base contact with 1 and there's no opponents in base contact at the end of the turn, you get to gather the number of crystals that the center number says. Most of them are 1s, and we even have 1 in the middle, and then 2 here and 2 here. So we'll start by deploying. The way this works is we both roll a d6. So you rolled higher, so you can choose to deploy first or second.
I think I'm going to deploy second.
So you see where I go?
Yes.
Then what we do is we alternately deploy a single model. Now there's only a couple rules for how you deploy them. First off, if you have a squad, they have to all be in the same hex. Second off, you cannot deploy them adjacent to any crystals. They can still be in the hex adjacent, they just can't be in these little hexes adjacent. And third thing is they cannot deploy adjacent to an enemy, but they could deploy in the same hex if they could stay away from that enemy. I'm going to start by taking Holy Knight number 1, and I'll put them right here. There's no deployment zones, so you can go anywhere on the table that you like.
All right, so I'm going to deploy my Terror Cultists, both of them at the same time, and I'm going to deploy them in this area right here.
I'm going to deploy my other knight right here. That'll stop him from deploying his big guy in any of these 3.
Okay, I'm going to deploy the Hail number 1, and I'm going to deploy him way over here.
I'm going to get super aggressive. I'm going to deploy my Pilgrims next. This is a unit of 4. I'm going to put them all near your Terror Cultist. Remember, I can't be adjacent to this or to the enemies.
Okay, I'm going to deploy my Son of Kyber, and I'm just going to put him on the far end of the board right here.
It would just be scary. I will deploy my Angel of Death. Facing doesn't matter, by the way, and I'll put her all the way over there. There's actually a lot of spaces that's hard to put the big bases in because they can't be in any of the squares adjacent because they take up an entire large hex.
And my Master of Elements, I'm going to deploy him in the center right here.
And I'll take my 2 snipers, and you know, I'm going to play some like so.
Last but not least, my Hail number 2 is going to go right by your snipers.
Hey, get away from my snipers! Give you a full view of the battlefield here. You can see it's all over the place, although most of my guys are kind of concentrated over here. whereas yours are more spread out. I have no idea if either of us did a good job deploying. We haven't played this game enough times to have a really good sense of the tactics, but we have enough to show it off. Now that we have deployed, basically when you go into a turn, at least at the moment, it's alternate activation. We each have 3 yellow tokens, so we can activate up to 3 of our 5 units per squads per turn. So not every squad is going to activate, and the order you activate them is obviously very important. Who goes first is determined by who has the least number of victory points. Right now it's 0-0, so we're going to roll off. But if it was over here, I would go first because that means the demons have a victory point. And if it's over here, then the chapter would go first. So, oh no, other way around. Yes. No, least. Demons will go first if it's over here.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm the chapter. So when I said I, that meant chapter. I'm sorry. We'll get
You might
this.
as well just take the marker and move it all the way over.
Yeah, you're just ready to win?
5.
Yeah.
Game over
So,
before it starts.
so start it in the middle. And we also start with 5 cards. So you just draw, you basically draw them from your decks. I think, if I remember correctly, we draw 1 from each and then an extra one from any one that we want. You can have up to 6 cards in your hand, and we'll talk about what they can do soon. I'm not going to go through what all my cards do, but you can see a few of the ideas. The top left tells you who is allowed to use it, and it has to be on their activation unless it says reaction. And so we have pilgrims, we have a couple reactions, and we have our snipers, an angel of death one right there. Some of them even say any, so anybody could use it, and this one obviously has a reaction as well. And you can also see that there's a crystal or 2 crystals, and that is the mana cost if you want to use them. So you have to have the mana in order to activate these things. And then they all tell you how long they last for, etc., etc. We'll get into it more as we actually go to use them. Like I said, we're going to roll the die to see who goes first. So whoever rolls highest gets to choose. 6.
Oh boy. 6.
Okay, re-roll. 1.
3.
Okay, do you want to go first or second, Rob?
I'm going to go first.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm going to activate hill number 2, which is by the snipers.
Do you want to shift him at all?
I am certainly going to shift him.
Yeah, because the hounds can't activate unless they shift. So shifting, it tells you how many mana it costs right there. It says 1 mana, and that lets you flip the card over. So he's normally plus 3 attack, plus 0 defense, and 3 initiative. But when he shifts, he's plus 4 attack, plus 1 defense, and 4 initiative. He can actually move 7 hexes, ignoring obstacles, and it no longer has the restriction that he can only attack exhausted units.
So I am just going... turning him a bit, the base space contact with your snipers. I'm going to attack your snipers.
When we do an attack, so basically whenever something activates, it can move, then attack. It can't move, or attack. It can't, and it could also attack, move if it wanted to. We compare the initiatives, and whoever has the higher initiative gets to attack first. Now the lower initiative only gets to attack back if they do not get hurt by the attack. If the initiatives are the same, then the attacker, in other words whoever's active turn it is the one that gets to go first. Then what we do to an attack is we each roll d6. He goes first and adds his attack value of plus 4. And then I have to add my defense value of 0. And if he beats my defense, not just equals to, but beats it, then I lose 1 hit point. Now at the bottom left of each of the cards shows a big shield and then a certain number of small shields. So I got 1 small shield on the snipers and 2 on the hound. So whenever you deal damage, you remove one of the counters. Nobody dies yet. And you only ever remove 1 counter at a time. And then if he deals more damage from somebody else to the sniper squad, then since they have no hit points, they'll just die. And the number of victory points that he gains for killing one is how many starting hit points they have. So each sniper he kills will give him 1 victory point. So you get d6 plus 4.
Let's go.
Okay, I can't beat that because at most I can roll a 6. So I lose my hit point, but I don't lose anybody yet. I'm going to activate my snipers. Now whenever you activate a squad, you can take 1 or 2 of their cards if you like. But just remember at the end of the turn, if you have more than 6 cards, you're going to have to discard. So I'm actually going to take 2 of their cards because I plan on using the one that I have. I am then going to use this energy overcharge card. It'll cost me 1 mana. I'll use my red one because I get it back every activation. And they get a +1 to 1d6 shooting roll for every crystal inside 2 range from the shooting model. So this is within 2, this is within 2, this is within 2. So it'll get a +3, 4, 5. And I only get it to one of the guys. I won't get it for both of them. I'm going to move them first, though. So we'll just go like this. So I'm actually in base contact with the... Actually, you know what? I'm going to split them up. Because when I shoot, I can shoot up to 4 squares away. So I'll put one right here, and then one right here. I'll use a super shot on him, because he's within all of these. So he'll get +5 to his D6. So unless I roll, yeah, you can't beat a 10. So Hound 2 can't beat that, so you lose 1 of your hit points. Other one will just fire a normal shot. I should have actually moved the one, then shot, and then moved the other one, then shot. That's how I should have done it, so I apologize. I did that wrong. So D6. Oh, just a 2. You can't not beat that because you have +1 defense, so the minimum you roll is 2.
Yes. I'm going to activate my hill number 1.
You're going to pay. Oh, you get the red one back.
Oh, yes, that's right. But I'm also going to pay it again.
Shift
them.
So it becomes Super Hound.
Super Hound, that's right.
And that stays shifted till the end of the turn, because it says. Some of them stay permanently, and some stay till the end of the turn.
So the Hound is going to move his way up here because of his movement, and he's going to be in base-to-base contact with the sniper. Actually, with the 2 snipers. My Hound's going to attack the sniper right here.
Probably dead. The Hound has +4 attack right now, and I have +0 defense. So unless you roll a 1, I cannot beat this. Or no, a 1 or a 2, because I could equal a 6. Go ahead. Yeah,
6.
That's
Yes.
10. That was this one.
Yes.
So he dies, and you gain a victory point.
Yay! Woo! Woo! Victory point for me! And also going to play Hunt Down.
So it costs 1 mana. It says any, but I guess at any point you could play it. If the Hound is in base-to-base contact with a smaller than Hound enemy model, then you basically can bring the model to your big guy. So you first place the enemy model.
Yeah,
So pay the mana. Now place the model into base-to-base contact with the Son of Kyber, and then put the Hound in base-to-base contact with this enemy. So you got to put him in base there.
So
You can actually use that to get your guy to the crystal.
Yes, that was my whole plan.
I'm going to activate and shift my pilgrims. Did you already hurt them? No. I lost the thing. I must have dropped it off. So I'll shift them, and it costs 1, but let's move the red back and use it. Now in their formation mode, they're +1/+0 initiative 2. That hasn't changed. They get to move 3. And Desperate Teamwork says when all pilgrims assault the same enemy squad, every pilgrim can re-roll attack roll. I asked Marcin if you can do it with just one guy, meaning if there's only one guy left. And he said yes. So basically, it's the whole squad has to do it. So I will use them to attack the terror cultists. So hi, terror cultists. So I have to do this one at a time. So I will move. I get to move 3 squares. So let's go over here. 1 right here. So I get to re-roll my attack die, and I get +1, and you get +0 to your defense. I will re-roll that. So it's 4 instead of 3, and so you have to roll 4 or higher.
No!
So lose your 1 hit point. So now any wound that I do kills a terror cultist. So I'll activate this guy next, move into base contact. D6 +1 attack.
1. 1.
6. So you got to roll a 6 to stop it.
Give me a 6.
No. He dies. Remove him.
That hurt. I'm running away.
And I get a victory point. So we're back to 0. Activate this pilgrim next. He'll move there. D6 +1. Oh, that's a 6. I'm not going to re-roll that. So you got to roll a 6 to not die.
Yeah, 6.
No. So the terror cultist hadn't activated yet. So we don't get to see their mind control ability.
I had a plan for them, guys.
Of course you had a plan for them. That's why I had to kill him. The last guy, he can still move 3. So I'm going to go 1, 2. Yeah, right there is fine. So he'll be adjacent to get those.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to activate my Son of Kyber.
Do you want to shift him?
No, I was going to shift him, but thinking about it, I'm not going to.
Yeah, you only have 1 mana.
Yes. So I'm going to spend my mana. Actually, yeah, I'm spending my mana to use a card.
Now you don't have to use the card yet, because I know what the card is because you showed it to me.
Yes.
So you could, because you have to kill somebody in order for it to work.
Oh yes, that's right. So
So
yeah,
let's see the card. This is what he wants to do. So killing spree. If the Son of Kyber kills an enemy model, refresh him. And well, I guess yeah, you have to have this already in play. Otherwise, yeah, because you can activate him twice. So yeah, you do have to pay the mana.
All right. So
to
it's
use
paid.
that. And then he's going to instantly attack the sniper.
Certainly.
You get +3 to your attack, and I get +0.
Your sniper's going bye-bye.
Ah, if I roll a 6. No, he's dead.
Oh, yes.
Sniper. Both my snipers are dead. Gives you a victory point. And you attack, so you could still move, because you can attack then move if you wanted to. So this does not count as your second activation yet. Oh wait, no. As soon as he kills him, he refreshes. So you're starting a new activation right now.
Yes. I'm going to take my Son of Calvin out, and I'm going to go over.
So you're in base contact,
Base
so you can
contact.
get the crystal.
Yes.
Lastly, I'll activate my Angel of Death. I'm going to move her 3. 1, 2, 3. I prefer to attack something, but with this crystals pile right here, I can pick up 2, and you're already going to pick up 3, and so I need to keep up with you, otherwise you're going to get out of control with your crystal addiction. At the end of the turn, we get to pick up crystals. You've got a guy in base contact with this one. The hand says you get 1, so there you go.
Thank you.
The hound is in base contact with this one, and no, there's no enemies, so they get 2.
Thank you.
My Angel of Death is in base contact with this one, I get 2. And my 1 Pilgrim's in base contact with the middle one, so I get 1. And we put those all right here. And you're going to see some awesome abilities now that we have lots of mana, especially from the mage, if it's able to pull it off. On to the next turn, because we are at 0 victory points, we'll have to roll off to see who gets to go first. 4. 2. So I will go first. I'm going to activate Holy Knight number 1. I'm going to spend 2 mana to shift him into concentration mode. What this gives is he is able to move 5 instead of normal movement if I spend a crystal. And it gives him, so basically the stats go from +1, +2, 1 to +2 with a reroll, +2, 2. And he keeps this until the end of the game. So it's quite useful there. But it does cost me 2 mana. So I'll use 2 of them right here. And he'll move 1, 2 hexes. And then, oh, sorry, I was going to pick up 2 cards with him as well. And now I will attack your hound, who does have a higher initiative. So this is kind of scary, because you get +3 attack versus my +2 defense. And if you beat me, I don't even get to hit you. So roll your attack.
Okay, you're going down. He's gonna beat no.
No, just a 5. And I get +2, so I have to roll 3+. Okay, so I defended against it. So in concentration mode, I get +2 attack plus a reroll. You've got +0 defense. I'll keep that. You got to roll a 5+ to not take a wound. Good. So you lose 1 wound token off of hound number 2.
I'm going to activate my Hound 1.
You can shift him.
Yeah, I'm certainly going to shift. I'm going to spend my mana.
So that gives him 7 movement instead of 5, and he can leap over obstacles. And it gives him +4 attack, +1 defense, a 4 initiative, and he's allowed to attack things that aren't exhausted.
So he's going to move.
7. So
That's
where's he going?
1, 2, 3. He's going to go right there.
And then you're going to attack the pilgrim?
Yes, I'm going to attack him.
Well, unless you roll a 1, I'm dead. Okay, if I roll a 6, you get +4. So that brings you, actually no, a 2 I guess I could have survived too. So you're 5. So if I roll 5+, I survive.
You're getting 3.
You said I was going to roll 3?
I know.
Oh, jeez.
Yep.
So I lose, he doesn't die. I had 1 armor on the pilgrim still. Angel of Death will activate next. Not going to shift into flight mode. Flight mode allows me to move faster, gives me a better attack, but my defense drops drastically, so I don't want that to happen. Actually, I take that back. I didn't realize that the initiative increases to 3, which is what I'm going to need to be able to hit the hound first. So I will pay the 1 mana to shift into flight mode. Going to then fly over to here, so I'll be in base contact with this as well as the hound. Then I will declare an attack. We're both initiative 3, because this is the one that's currently supercharged but already activated. So initiative 3, since we're both initiative 3, I get to go first because I am the assaulter. So I get +4 attack, and I can have a reroll if I want to. Nope, 9. You can't beat a 9.
Nope.
That hound was already wounded, so the hound is now dead. Give me 2 victory points. Duke. 2 points for me.
All right, so I'm going to draw my Master of Elements, or I'm going to activate him, actually, I should say.
Draw some cards.
Yeah, I'm going to draw a card for him, just to have. Okay, and I'm going to move my range 3, and
That was move 2.
Oh, there we go. Yes, and I'm going to shoot at your knight
With the Ice
my
Bolt.
Ice Bolt.
Yeah, Ice Bolt does D6 plus whatever you have in your mana pool, so it'll be D6 plus 5. So D6 plus 5.
Yes.
If you roll, you have to roll higher than a 3 to gain instant. Okay, so 3 becomes 8, but I have a defense of +2, so if I roll a 6, I'll stop it. No, you did the damage. So Holy Knight number 2 takes a wound. I'm going to activate the Pilgrims, and just for the extra movement, I'm going to spend a mana to put them into formation mode, because then they can move 3. I'm not going to worry about their desperate teamwork. Then I have a card that attaches to them, and it's a tactical advantage. It costs 2. When this squad collects a crystal, I get a victory point from my opponent. So I'm assuming that means that your victory, you have to be on this side of the track for me to take it. So I'll put one there. So if you actually get ahead of victory points, then by collecting mana, these guys can take some victory points from you. I then get to move 3. So I'm going to have this one move 1, 2 next to this mana. And have this one move 1, 2, 3 next to this mana. Now, I am going to put them on multiples, but a squad can only collect from 1 crystal pool. So this is more just redundancy. 1, 2, 3, and 1. Let's put it over here. No, actually, 1, 2. Yeah, just worried about your ice mage doing its supercharged thing. So where am I? So let's go right here then. I'm happy with that. No attacking. You've only got one model left to activate, the Son of Kyber.
I'm activating him.
Is he going to shift?
No, I'm not going to shift him.
Not really any point at this point.
No.
Change your mind?
Yes, I'm going to shift
Yeah, I
him.
realize that his attack becomes +3/+3 reroll. He loses defense, but I'm done attacking, so there's no real disadvantage.
I'm going to take my son, and I am going to go base contact with both.
And also reject me from being able to get the mana. I have a card I'm going to play as a reaction. Battle Shout. It costs nothing. Shift one of your squads. At the end of this activation, shift it back. I'm going to use that to shift. I'm just going to have him move over here, just so you can't attack the knight. So you're going to clobber my pilgrim then?
I'm going to attack him.
I'm going to attack your pilgrim. So you get +3 plus a reroll. That's 7. I can't beat that, but I have a card to play. Fake Death. It costs me 1 mana, which is all I have left.
No.
And if the pilgrim model is about to die, he remains in play. No victory point is lost. Sorry, all these dirty tricks.
I don't like it.
And then he moves back at the end of the activation. End of the turn. You are stopping me from being able to collect 2. We're stopping each other right here, but I get to collect a crystal here, and I could collect a crystal from one of these, so I'll choose the one that's here. So that'll give me 2 more, and we replenish all our crystals as well. Score is currently 2 for chapter for my team, which means that the demons get to activate first.
Top of my turn, I am going to activate Master of Elements.
You gonna draw any cards?
Yes, I'm going to draw 1 card.
Are you gonna shift?
I'm going to certainly shift.
This shift does not cost a mana.
Oh, yes.
Now when he shifts, he can no longer move. He loses all his defense. He's -2 defense, initiative 0, no attack. But for 1 mana, he can cast a fireball where he chooses a big, large hex and 1 adjacent to it, and everything inside of them take a d6 plus how many crystals he has in his mana pool. d6 plus 5 attack hit. So where do you want to shoot it? You could shoot it here and hit these 2, these 2, or these 2. This one's not adjacent to anybody. You could just hit him if you wanted to.
Well, since your pilgrim got no more hit points, I'm going to
You're going to try to kill them?
There, yes.
So choose this one in the adjacent or vice versa.
Yes.
Start with him. You get d6 plus 5. If you don't roll a 1, then he's just dead.
The last time you said that, I rolled a 1.
Okay, why don't you roll the other one really quick too? Don't roll a 1. If I roll a 6. Hey!
No.
So you killed 1. Sorry. And you get 1 victory point. You have a card you want to play?
Yeah, I'm going to play a card as well.
Master of Elements for 1 mana. Attached to any of enemy squads within 4 range. Freeze. The squad cannot move in any way until the end of the turn. Who do you want? You're within 4 of everybody. So who do you want to freeze? And remember, it just says they can't move. It doesn't say they can't attack or use special abilities. So keep that in mind.
Yes.
Where do you want to put it?
I think I'm going to freeze this knight right here.
The concentrated knight?
Yes.
So that's this one right here. So he can still activate. He just can't move when he's not in base contact with anybody, so he won't be able to attack. And by the way, that should have been +4 attack because you should have spent a mana to do the attack. So just a correction there. I'm going to activate my pilgrims and draw 2 cards. I'm going to pay 1 mana to shift them into buddy mode, formation mode. So it gives them 3 to move instead of 2. And when they attack the same enemy squad, they can reroll their attack rolls. It's time to teach this. Sorry, 1, 2. Actually, I'll put it right here, just so I'm in base contact with that as well. Gotta teach him who's boss. Oh, let's do the attack. I gotta finish his attack before I move on. You can use a card?
I have a card to play.
Reaction, Master of Elements costs 2 mana. You attach the Master of Elements or any friendly squad within 4. The squad does not receive wounds until the end of the turn.
Yes.
2 mana.
And my red one's supposed to come back because that was that. last activation.
Oh, that was...
Yep.
But it doesn't come back yet. You haven't activated yet.
Oh, yes.
So you used the last one.
Yep.
So you're down to 1. So I'm not going to bother attacking. Well, I guess I need to, because otherwise you get to hit me back. Oh, wait, no. You are in super non-defensive mode. So I'm just not going to attack, and that way I could still get a reroll if I want to attack something else. You have another card you want to play?
Yes, just for safety's sake, I'm going to play the same one.
If a hound wins initiative...
What is that?
Well, that's for your hound.
Oh, sorry. My bad. This one.
This one.
Oh!
So that's cost 2 mana. You only have 1 mana left.
Oh, 1 mana. Okay, yes. That's
Is there any other cards you want to show me?
No, no.
So I'll just move this one into base contact with this crystal. And this one, 1, 2, 3, into base contact with this crystal. And that'll be their activation. So you get your red one back.
Yes, I got my red one back into my supply. And I'm going to activate my hound number 1.
Are you going to shift him?
I'm going to shift him.
So the red one goes back into the used supply.
That's right.
And he gets to leap over stuff. He becomes ethereal is what it is. He's not actually leaping. He just becomes ghostly.
I'm going to move my hound. I'm going to move him over here to go base-to-base contact with your pilgrim. I'm going to attack him.
I have a reaction card, Pilgrim, low blow. When Pilgrim model is assaulted, he can perform a free attack before combat. Costs 1 mana. Pilgrim is +1 attack against your +1 defense. Oh, I can't beat you. If you roll a 1, you got it. But I have another low blow card, and I'm not aware of any limitation to how many reaction cards you can do, so we're just assuming that you can do as many as you want, because that's what you did.
Yes, I did. And fair is fair.
So another low blow costs me another mana. Because otherwise this guy's dead. So I got to do some damage to you.
You're getting
+1. Oh. So you have to roll a 1 for me to actually damage you.
Don't say that, Matthew.
I'm just telling you what you need.
It was twice.
Ah, you're fine.
Yes.
And now the hound gets to attack. You get +4 attacks. If you roll a 3+, I can't even stop it. You got him.
Oh, yeah.
That kills the pilgrim, and it ties up the game. Angel of Death will activate and shift into flight mode. This isn't going to fly into this square. Now, when a large model goes into, like a super large that takes up a hole, it can go into a space with a smaller one and push it anywhere in base contact. So I'm going to push it right there. Boom. I've got the Storm of Blades special rule, so the Angel of Death gets to assault all models in base contact. I'm going to start by assaulting the hound. And the Crystal Aegis is on your Master of Elements anyway, so I can't even hurt him yet. So against your hound, oh wait, your hound gets to hit me first, initiative 4. Eek! I didn't think about that. Oh, this might have been a bad idea. So you get +4 against my +1. Go ahead. My defense is normally +2 with a reroll. So I think this was a tactical error. I forgot about the Crystal Aegis.
Yes.
You got a card you want to use?
I think it may work in this situation.
Okay, what is it? So 1, knockdown. If the hound wins initiative, you automatically exhaust your opponent's model. You can normally continue combat or choose to end it. So it uses a mana.
Yep.
We'll put this token on here to represent exhausted. And would you like to do, and you do win initiative, by the way, because you're higher initiative.
Yes.
Do you want to end combat, or do you want to actually try it?
I'm going to try him still.
Yeah, this is a really bad idea on my end. You get +4 against my +1. Okay, as long as I roll a 4+. Sweet, I get to hit you back. I get a +4 with a reroll. Okay, I got you. Well, that still worked out. It was a bad idea, but the dice made it a good idea. And lastly, you only have the Son of Kyber left to activate.
And that's what I'm activating because that's all I got left.
You're going to shift him.
Yep.
So it gives him a better attack. Worse defense, though. I've got a reaction card for the Holy Knight, 1 mana, Courage. If the Holy Knight is in combat with an enemy squad that has more or equal HP tokens, he gets a free attack before actual combat. We'll pay the mana. So I get a +1 attack against your +0 defense. So I get 5, so you got to roll 5+ to stop it.
And I get 6.
You stop it. And now we go into normal combat. You have a higher initiative than me, or 2 against my 1. You get +3 with a reroll. Okay.
I want to reroll.
I only have +2, I can't stop that. This knight is out of hit points, so the next hit will kill him. End of this turn, I can either draw from, you get to draw that one right there. That's your crystal, go ahead, take it.
Oh, yes.
We're contesting this one, and my pilgrims can either take from this one or this one. Since everything's over here, I want to take this one first. So it gives me another crystal. We replenish all our crystals, deactivate our things. We're at 0, so we roll off for who goes first. I'm sorry, I forgot one of my activations. And so I will activate the Holy Knight, and I will shift him so that he is in concentration mode, so he'll be good for the rest of the game. Yeah, so we'll still get all those crystals. I guess I could stop you. Yeah, you know what? Put that crystal back. I'm going to move him here. Do I want to attack you? I have the same initiative as you, and you're currently in your super power mode, so it'll hurt me really bad if I do it. You could kill me. Or... You know, I'm gonna go for it, because if I hurt you, you don't get to hit back. And I get +2 plus a reroll versus your 0. Reroll, come on. Yes, you can't stop that.
Nope.
Now the Son of Kyber gets +1 defense for every hit point that he's lost, and when he's in super mode, he also gets +1 initiative for every one that he loses. But it won't matter right now, it'll matter for the next hit. So now we're at the end of the turn, so we gotta reset everything. Let's roll to see who goes first. 2, 5, so you do.
I'm gonna activate my Master of Elements.
Are you gonna shift him? You can't move if you shift him.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna shift him. I'm going to move 3. So 1, I'm just gonna move him up here so he's in base contact.
Then you're gonna cast Ice Bolt,
Yes.
and that's D6 plus whatever you have in your pool, so that's 5. So don't roll a 1. There, you got him.
All right.
I don't have any reaction cards to stop it, so he just dies and you get a victory point. I'm gonna activate my Injured Holy Knight, take 2 cards. I will then attack the Son of Kyber. Did you have any reaction cards? Or sorry, do you have any reaction cards before I do anything? So I'm going to attack your Son of Kyber.
Yeah, no,
no,
you can
okay.
attack him.
I get +2 attack plus a reroll against your +1 defense. No, sorry, +2 defense because you've lost a hit point. Reroll, come on.
1.
Oh, only a 4. So you got to roll a 2+ to stop
Don't
it.
say that word. Don't say that word.
Oh, yeah. But now he's at +2 defense.
I'm going to activate my Hail number 1.
You're going to shift him.
I'm certainly going to shift him. So I put my
Flip
mana.
over, he becomes super awesome and very, 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 very scary.
I can flip the card.
Oh, you can't, so I guess you don't get it. +4 attack and 4 initiative.
I'm going to play this card too as well.
1 mana, place the Hound in base-to-base contact with any wounded enemy model. So you're going to place it. The only wounded model is the Knight or the Pilgrims. Your choice. And then you'll attack with the initiative 4 against the Knight. We got a reaction, any healing. Heal 1 wound of a chosen squad within 1 range from any Holy Knight. I assume that Holy Knight's within 1 of himself. You never know, actually, because we're assuming lots of rules based on other war games that we've played, but...
So your own medic.
Yeah, I just...
Oh,
And I get a hit point back on the Holy Knight.
that changes everything.
Well, you just move, so you didn't do your move or your attack, so you could always move somewhere else and attack if you really wanted to.
Yeah, I think I'm going to, because that completely changed my my thought process of what I'm going to do. So I'm going to move him again.
So you get to move 7, ignoring obstacles.
Yep.
So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, you can basically get right where you want it to.
Pretty much
There.
right there.
Your initiative is higher than mine, so you get +4, so don't roll a 1 or a 2. Yeah,
I
you
got a
him.
6.
You got him. You killed all my pilgrims, and it gets you up to 2 victory points. I get my mana back. Gonna activate my Angel of Death and shift her into flight mode. Waka waka. Cost me 1 mana. And then she will jump to here. I'm gonna attach equipment onto the Angel of Death. Verdict of Vengeance, it costs 2. But if an enemy model kills your friendly model in combat within 3 of the Angel of Death, the Angel of Death can move into base-to-base contact and attack. Or, sorry, initiate assault against them. Cost me 2 mana, though. Just going mana crazy here. I'm going to spend 2 more. If a model dies within 2 of the Angel of Death, the Angel of Death heals 1 wound. Got lots of mana, gotta use it. Then I'll initiate an assault. I'm a higher initiative. You are 3 defense at this point, but I do have +4 attack with the reroll. Stop it! You're going to Crystal Aegis your big guy?
Yep.
Alright, attached to a Master Elements or any friendly squad within 4. This squad does not receive wounds. Costs you 2 of your mana, though. At least there's that.
Yes, I have 2 mana to spend.
Well, I'm still going to attack because, well, actually, I could just not attack, and then I don't risk you hitting me back. So I just won't attack, because technically you have to interrupt before I actually go with the attack. And your Son of Kyber, do you want to go into Super Rage mode?
I am going...
Cost you 1 mana.
Yes, why not?
So because of this, your initiative goes up by 2. So you'd already lost 2 hit points. So your initiative is now 4, and your defense is only 2, though. You lose a bit of defense from this, but the attack goes up. You want to attack the Knight?
Yes, I'm going to attack.
Reaction! Healing. I'm healing 1 wound.
No!
Cost me the last 2 mana, but we're at the end of the turn anyways, so I'll be up to full health with him again. You get +3 with the reroll against him. Okay, can't stop that. So there goes that wound I just healed. And lastly, I get to activate my Holy Knight. I'm going to move 1, 2, And right now you are higher initiative than me. You got +4 attack against my +2 defense. I'm gonna go for it. You're gonna use your last mana to knock me down?
Yep.
So you exhaust me? Well, I don't know if there's any point in doing this unless you don't want to do combat.
I don't want to do combat.
You just don't want to risk it?
No, I don't want to risk it.
He's got +4 reroll, or +4 against my +2.
Yeah, but all you gotta do is say, don't roll a 1, and I'm gonna get a 1.
Okay.
I'm not even risking it this time.
All right, CP, use your last mana to just shut down that fight.
Yes.
End of the turn, I get to draw 1 crystal from this one, and we're contesting the other 2 that we're both in base contact with, and this one's empty. You're winning with 2 victory points, so I get to activate first. Activate my Angel of Death first and shift her into flight mode. I'm going to fly her over here. I got a master plan, you'll see it. Then I'll attack him. Do you have any cards? Any cards you want to play?
No.
No more Crystal Aegis?
Playing any reaction cards, I'm good.
Okay. You are at +3 defense right now. But my initiative beats yours because you're not in the shifted mode. So I get +4 with a reroll against your +3. So I'll keep that. That's 9. You got to roll 6 to stop it.
I'm getting 6 right here, so no.
Nowhere near. But now you're at +3 defense. I'm going to activate this supercharged ability. 3 mana, Winged Death, requires flight mode, which I'm in. I move an additional move in a straight line, and then roll a d6 for every enemy model I fly over. On a 5+, I deal a wound to it automatically. 3 mana.
Oh, that's a pretty scary card.
Yeah, it is. So I can fly up to 6 if I really wanted to, but I just want to fly to here. It's a straight line, so you're kind of limited with the way the hexes are set up, I'm assuming. So on a 5+, he takes another wound. This doesn't matter.
1.
Oh, no! Well, now he's at +4 defense.
But I got nothing left. I'm going to activate my Master of Elements.
Are you going to shift it?
Yeah, I'm going to spend my...
Doesn't cost to shift it.
Oh, yes, that's right.
This one's free, because he can't move, he loses defense, his initiative, he doesn't get to move at all, but he gets a supercharged fireball.
Yes.
Where are you going to fire the fireball?
I'm going to go here.
Hit him, and then like something adjacent that's not your guy?
Yes, adjacent that's not mine, that's right.
So it costs 1 mana to use the fireball.
Oh, yes.
So it'll be d6 +4 against my defense +2. +4.
Come on.
Oh,
Yes.
Can't stop it. The cow. Well, I could heal him later if I want to.
You don't
the
have
next, the next time you go to hit him, if I have a healing card, that's when I could use it.
What's your
I'm going to activate this knight next. Will I get my red one back? I am going to attach Surprise Assault, which costs me 2 mana, which stays on him forever. And whenever he uses his Leap of Faith, which costs a thing, it lets him move 5 instead of normal movement, then he automatically wins initiative when he fights. So then I will use 1 mana to use his Leap of Faith. Hi-ya! Bam! And I'll attack him, who normally would have higher initiative than me, but I win initiative.
Yes.
I get +2 with a reroll against your +0. I got him. Kapow!
Uh-oh. So I'm going to activate my Hound.
No, he's the dead one.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Do you want to shift him?
Yeah, I'm going to shift him.
That makes him super awesome. Like, you should always shift him. Because for the rest of this turn, he'll be better defense, better attack, better initiative, and better movement. So before you do anything, I'm going to do a reaction.
Okay.
This is any inspiration. Deal 1 wound to any of your squads to refresh all of your crystals. So I am going to wound this knight once. Now that cost me 1 crystal, so I'll keep that crystal over there. And then I refresh all my crystals. This is important, and you'll see why. Now what would you like to do, kind sir?
I'm very scared to do anything right
now. Now that I have this many crystals?
Actually, I think I'm going to play a card before I do anything.
All right.
And that is Fetch Boy.
Fetch Boy! So it costs you 1 mana. You can grab an enemy model smaller than the Hound, or equal, from your line of movement and move it together with the Hound. Place the grab model in base-to-base contact with the Hound in the chosen place.
I'm going to put my mana. I'm going to grab your knight.
No, hold on. You got to be in base contact with it.
Oh.
You drag it along. It's not like the other one where you get to bring him back.
Yes, okay.
So you get to drag this guy along if you wanted to.
Yep.
Is that what you want to do?
Get you away from the crystal?
Sure, go ahead. Pull me.
I think that's the only thing I can get to do right now.
So basically you got him, so just move your guy and then you can place him. You don't have to grab him right now.
Okay.
Just put him in base contact wherever you end
up.
up. 1, 2. You're not going to come to this guy and attack him? I'm not trying to. That was what you said you're going to do.
Yeah.
If you choose not to, that's fine. I don't want you to feel like I goaded you into it because I have lots of mana to do extra things.
Yeah, I know. I'm going over there.
Okay, so I don't have to feel bad if I do something, right?
Yes. No, that's fine.
Are you gonna drag him along with you?
Yeah,
So put him in base contact.
He's over here.
You can't straddle the two. So that'd be like that or like this.
Oh, okay.
Doesn't really matter, I guess. Okay, I'm gonna play a reaction card on this guy and heal him.
Oh.
Yeah, sorry. That's why I needed to refresh all my mana, so I could actually heal. So he goes back to one. Sorry, man. I didn't make the game. Marcin! Actually, he didn't make the game either. Actually, I don't remember the name of the author, but can yell at him.
I'm attacking.
You can still attack though.
Yes, I'm attacking.
So +4 against my +2. So 6. They roll 4+. Nope, he wounded him. Oof. Then I activate my Holy Knight. Let's draw a couple cards. He's going to try to kill Son of Kyber. You've got a +5 defense right now, but I get +2 attack with a reroll. So yeah, that's worth trying. Oh wait, no, you'll kill me. No, I don't want to do that. No. No, I'm just going to move him to grab this crystal. Actually, no. I'm going to use my leap ability. He gets to leap 5 spaces. So 1, 2, 3. And I will attack your Master of Elements, who has 0 initiative, no attack, and -2 defense. So you can't beat that. I got a 7, and the most you can get is a 4. Oof! Activate your Son of Kyber. I will interrupt you. I'm sorry for this part.
What did you do now?
Reaction. Angel of Death. Requires flight mode, which it's in, whereas 2 mana. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. You can automatically kill a target model with no HP tokens.
What?
That is in 1 neighboring hex.
No! No, I didn't know.
Do you have a reaction card to that?
No! Why?
I've been waiting so long to use it. I've been trying to knock your guys down to 1 wound, but you keep like, and that gets me 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 victory.
No.
You want to concede?
No.
No. I guess you don't have to. You can still.
I got 2 guys left.
And if you kill a knight, you get 2 victory points and you tie it up.
Yes.
And then if you kill the other knight, you can win.
Yes.
And your guys aren't pushovers. Like, this guy's hard to kill, and he's got cheese abilities to run around and catapult everybody.
The hardest guy, the most powerful guy on the board, and you just wiped him out.
Yeah, I had to use some special abilities. I flew over him, got lucky with that. I needed that 5+ because your defense was getting too high. I needed things that just ignored your defense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was well played.
End of the turn, I get this crystal. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I got lots of crystals. Lots of crystals. And I'm winning, so you get the first activation. Activating Master of Elements. You want to shift him?
I'm shifting him.
Oh, you do?
I'm so shifting him.
It doesn't get him any more powerful. He just gets to hit 2 things instead of 1. And then he loses all his initiative, his movement. And
Okay, yeah, I'm not shifting him.
You're not shifting him?
No.
Good choice. What do you got?
Read this card.
Master of Elements. Attach to a Master of Elements or friendly within 4 Fade in the Shadows. You can ignore the first assault or shot in the turn that targets his squad. Who do you want to attach to? Hound or the Master of Elements?
The Hound, because he's got...
Because he's almost dead?
Yeah.
So 2 mana.
Oh, yes.
Use the red one. Oh, so you can get it back.
So I'm going to move my Master of Elements. 1, 2.
And then shoot an Ice Bolt at the
I am
injured Holy Knight.
your knight.
I got nothing to stop you. So you get a +3 to this right now, and I've got a +2 defense. Ah, I can't stop that.
Yes! Payback!
That actually ties up the game. And I only had 3 things left, so I had 3 activations, and you just shut one of them down.
Oh, yeah.
You have another card you want to play?
Yeah, I have one more card to play.
What does it do?
No, I activated the Hound, so no, I can't.
No, you didn't activate the Hound. This is still your Master Elements. Attached to any of enemy squads within 4, this squad cannot move. Oh, phooey, I hate that one. So who are you going to attach it to? The big guy or the Holy Knight?
Well, let me see what your attacks are. Both are 2, but you got to reroll on your knight. So
the Angel Death can go into flight mode and get a higher attack.
I'm
freeze the Angel?
Yes.
Oh wait, you killed something. Hold on a second. Hold this back for a second.
Oh, what?
I forgot my Angel of Death. You killed something within 3 of the Angel. So I get to move into base contact with that enemy model and initiate an assault against him. So before we do anything else...
No!
And I will initiate an assault, which obviously I win well, we're the same initiative, but I'm initiating the assault,
Yes,
so I get to go
assaulting.
first. +2 against your 0. Ah, gotcha. It wasn't within, if it was within 2 of her, she would also regain a hit point, but she hasn't lost any hit points yet. Freeze her now that she's in base contact with your guy? Or do you want to freeze the knight, knowing that he won't be able to get to base contact?
Yeah, I'm going to freeze the knight instead because I don't want him coming over to me.
Yeah, because he's got a surprise assault where he can leap and he can win initiative, so he could kill your hound really easily. Although your hound is ignoring the first assault, so, but he's frozen. He cost you a mana though. I'm going to activate my Angel of Death, draw 2 cards. Ooh, we're almost out of cards. Let's flip her into flight mode, because then she's super awesome. She's going to jump to, actually she'll just push you out right to there. Yeah, this isn't gonna work. You know what? Yeah, I'll just do that.
For reaction?
Yeah.
No.
+4 with a reroll against +0. Okay, got him. Kapow! Winged death. I'm gonna move in a straight line, and every model I fly over, it take a wound on a 5+. Cost me 3 of these though. Whoosh, funk. So if I roll 5+, your Master Elements is dead, and there's no way you can win.
Yes.
Oh, didn't work.
Oh boy.
Cost you 3 mana for nothing. So now you can activate your hound.
I'm also, and this gets refreshed, but I'm also going to put it back because I'm going to put him in super mode.
And then who are you going to go after?
I'm going after your knight.
I can't move, but I can still fight.
Yes.
So go for it. So you can choose to ignore the first assault or shot. Do you want to ignore this assault?
Should I ignore the assault?
Well, why would you charge him if you want to ignore it?
Yeah, I know.
So we're just going to fight?
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
You should win this. You got a +4 against my +2. So if I roll a 5+, then I can still hit you
You're
back.
One.
Oh no! So I guess I will hit you back. +2 with the reroll against +1. I'm rerolling. All right. Well, the dice have spoken. 5 it is. You get +1, so if you roll a 4+, you're fine.
Oh, yes! Ah!
So now I'll activate my knight. Now this is kind of weird, because it says if I use a Leap of Faith ability and then assault, he automatically wins the initiative. Leap of Faith just says I can leap 5 instead of normal movement, so can I use Leap of Faith and hold still? But I can't do normal movement, so I'd say I can't do it. Like rules is written, I think I could find a finagling way to get through it, but let's face it, this is a board game with just limited text on the cards, so they're probably going to have an FAQ to answer situations like this. So I'm going to assume that because I can't move in any way, that I can't use my Leap of Faith special thing and get the automatic initiative win against your hound. I'm not going to attack, I don't want to take the chance, because you kill him and it puts you in a lead, and that leaves, yeah, it'll just be too hard, so I'm not going to attack. End of the turn, nobody draws any crystals because we're not in base contact, but we do replenish our crystals. And since it's tied, which makes it really close, we are going to roll to see who goes next. Roll for who goes first. 6.
6.
Oh, no. Well, I will activate the Angel of Death. Let's draw a card. If I draw 2 cards, the game is automatically over. And I guess I'd win because I have more crystals. But I'll just draw the card. I'm going to flip into flight mode. Then I will move here. Poof. Push you out of the way. Can't hide in the middle of the square. And I'll do an attack. Do you have any cards to help you?
No.
No. He says.
No.
He says sadly. +4 with a reroll against +0. Reroll. Oh, 5.
Oh, yeah.
Roll 5+.
Watch this. Don't say it. Don't say it. I'm thinking it.
Ah! He dies. He is gone. Which was worth 3 victory points. So the only way for you to win is to kill my Angel of Death.
Yes.
I'll activate him anyways and see what luck you can get. Shift him over into super mode.
Super Beast mode.
Super Beast!
My hound is slowly going to learn.
Not so sure.
Yeah. Over.
In ethereal mode. Gotta kill my Angel of Death if you want to win.
Yes.
I don't have any cards, so you win initiative on this one. So you are at +4, so 8 against my +1, so I can't stop that. I lose a point. Then I'll activate my Holy Knight of Antioch. I will use my Leap of Faith special ability so that he automatically wins initiative when he attacks your hound. This is it. +2 with a reroll against your +1.
Uh-oh.
I'll take it. You gotta roll 5+ not to die.
I need a 6.
Well, 5 plus will do it. Oh, 6 works too.
Yep.
That means you get to hit me back. +4 versus +2.
I'm seeing a 5 in this. No, a 6.
I can't stop that. Doesn't kill me. Oh, I'm not frozen anymore. Let's take that off. That's the end of the turn. I should have drawn 2 cards of the Angel of Death. So you get to go first with your Hound in the next turn. To activate the Hound, you want to shift it,
Yes, certainly.
then draw a couple cards and hope for the best. You can attach a piece of equipment.
I am going to
Desecration.
attack this.
If he wounds an enemy model that is base to base with a crystal pool, take over 1 victory point from your opponent. So if he does that, wounds him, and then kills that, it'll tie up the game unless I kill the Hound. Then you're going to attack my Angel of Death.
I'm going to attack the Angel.
+4 versus +2 with a reroll because she's not in flight mode.
My toes are crossed.
8. So if you roll a 6. Oh no! I get to hit you back. +2 versus +1. 4. No reroll here because I'm not in flight mode. 4. Tied. I will then activate my Holy Knight of Antioch. Praise be. Leap of Faith so that I win the initiative. And he'll fight. +2 with the reroll against +1. I'll take it. You need a 5+ not to die.
I think you need to reroll it and get 1.
No, just roll. Oh! And that is game. That was close.
Very close.
As much as like in the end you got tabled.
Yeah.
There was just a couple things away. Like he was down to no hit points, so 1 more hit would have killed him. Angel of Death was wounded. If you had done that wound, you would have taken a victory point, and then if you killed the knight, you would be at 0. And those hounds are tough little beasts, especially when you roll 5 pluses and 6s.
Yes, but I learned not to mess with the winged creature.
Not with the winged creature.
Nope.
Yeah, I had to use all my tricks to kill your big guy because he just kept getting higher and higher defense. So that's our first big playthrough. Like this is the second time we played this game, but I think it's really the first time we played it with understanding.
Yeah, for sure. The first time we played, it was kind of a very quick game, and
We didn't use the cards nearly as much.
yeah, and
that really changed it.
You did destroy me in the first game, and
Yeah, but we didn't know what we were doing, and I just
Yeah.
kind of got lucky. I didn't even know it was good. This one was much more interesting because I actually knew what my guys could do. You kill my snipers right away. You didn't get to see them in action. They are awesome. They get some really good abilities, which is why you killed them so fast, because you
Yeah.
saw that when we played.
that's one thing I learned because of the first game. You use your snipers perfectly, and I know if I didn't get rid of them right from the get-go, you were going to get me back.
Yes, and then the terror cultists I took out right away because I was worried about their ability to exhaust my guys and move them around and really manipulate them. But your hounds are scary. Well, I hope that you enjoyed that playthrough. And we probably made mistakes. I'm sure we made both rules mistakes and tactical mistakes. It doesn't really matter. I hope you get the basic idea of how the game plays. It's a lot of fun. I'm actually very impressed with how streamlined it is. There's a few FAQ questions that we're going to have to really to go through to ask how they work. Like, for example, can you use a reaction in your active phase? Just little things like that. I'm carrying over ideas from other games, and so it's hard to know what is right and what I'm just kind of assuming because of other games that I've played. But other than that, it's very well written, very tight, and really awesome models. We get to play with fantastic models, and so we really enjoy that aspect of it. It's nice just to be able to immerse yourself that way. And there's even more to this game than what you saw here. There's going to be campaign maps, there's going to be terrain, and all sorts. So this is really just a basic game with 2 of the factions. So many factions involved, and a lot of extra stuff to the game. And like I said, this is still a prototype mode, so it'll be even more polished by the time it's ready to come out for the Kickstarter. So go check out the Kickstarter right now and pledge and support Awaken Realms and their awesome, awesome Kickstarter for the Edge board game. Hope that you enjoyed this. Thanks for watching. Happy wargaming.